She said, what?
How could they do something like that?
Are you serious?
What a thirsty MFer.
Not good. She's absolutely dead to me.
That's because she died.
I'm Sterling Mulberry.
And I'm Blair Payton. And welcome to
Bad Behavior, a morally questionable podcast.
We're two unqualified friends,
Two unhinged comedians,
determined once and for all what is good
and what is bad.
Hello and welcome to Bad Behavior. I am Blair Payton.
And I'm Sterling Mulberry.
Well, Sterling, you're back in LA.
I'm back. I just spent a very gorgeous week in Florida. Had an amazing time. I saw sharks every single day.
Okay, I saw your story.
It was crazy. I'm like,
They were so close to you.
Yeah, they were in the water every single day we saw them. They were really giving shark. Their like fins were right up out of the water. I was like, okay, you guys are giving movie.
Wait, what was lifeguards doing?
There's not really lifeguards on that beach.
Okay, that almost feels worse.
Well, so basically, I go to a beach, not to blow up my spot, but it's the #1 shark attack beach in the USA.
Oh, so you were asking for it.
Well, no one was getting shark attacked. They're pretty small sharks. They're maybe only like 5 or 6 feet. They're not like huge, you know?
How would you describe an average shark attack from this beach?
Yeah, I think they're doing little nibbles. But yeah, I had a gorgeous time on the East Coast, and now I'm back, and now I'm actually doing an amazing thing, which is called icing my face, because I've been making little videos, humiliating, and I hurt myself.
It is not humiliating. You have a huge audience, and people are dying to see you do your thing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really trying to do anything I can to make a career happen, and if that means kind of being online is what I'm doing. So anyways, I kind of
You're suffering for your craft.
I'm suffering for my craft, but I had planted into a body of water and absolutely bruised my jaw. So I'm kind of icing my face. And that's me.
But
what's going on with you?
But hold on. I think you're missing like the big takeaway. Yes, you hurt your face, but isn't this like in the same video series that a certain celebrity likes?
You're so right. Okay, so just moments before the pod started, Mr. Nicholas Sparks, kind of author of The Notebook.
All books I haven't read.
Notebook, The Last Song, kind of books that you say, I don't really need to read that, you know? It's giving problematic white Christian straight man writing about love, but I'm kind of parodying those right now, and he just reposted my video on his story.
And he said it was super funny.
I hope he knows I'm kind of laughing at him.
But
if you cast me in his next movie, I'm interested.
If you got to pick the name of the character you played, what would your character's name be?
Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like also, if this hasn't been in one of his movies yet, I feel like a classic thing is a girl with like a boy's name, like Sam.
I know. I was just actually thinking the same thing. I was like, should my name be like Joey? You know,
I'm not like other girls.
She's she's shotgunning beers, building her own barn.
Yeah. So if you can make that happen in a TikTok, I just want to see how you're going to build a barn. Commit to the craft.
Same. Barns are tall, and I am small.
Speaking of celebrity interactions, I have one.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. What happened? What have I missed?
Okay, so I think we talked about this a couple episodes back on the podcast. I don't remember if we haven't. Whatever, here's some information to catch you up to speed. The TV show The Other Two, which we love.
We love.
In season 2, there was a guest actor on there who was like really hot. And it turns out I had matched with him one time on Hinge and never followed up.
Oh, yes. I remember this.
When I realized this watching the episode, I was like, ooh, I'm more attracted to him now because he's on a TV show. I sought him out on Instagram. I followed him. He followed me back and we talked on Instagram.
Did you message him?
Well, he would post something and I'm like, that's crazy. And he'd be like, yeah, right? So it was like that kind of conversation.
Oh, okay.
And then I discovered one day he had unfollowed me.
I have an idea why.
Because I talked about him on this show like a crazy person.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's our #1 listener. Maybe he's gotten a new lover. And they're kind of controlling, and they're like going through his DMs on like who he DMs, and he's like, and the lover's like, you gotta kind of unfollow the boys of the past, the reply guys. Do you know about reply guys?
No.
Okay, so reply guys, you're kind of actually a reply guy to this man. Reply guys are basically
it feels like it's giving thirsty.
Reply guys are kind of people you don't know that slide into your DMs, but you don't know them at all, but they like to do that. I have a few reply guys myself.
It's you're making me feel really sad and desperate. So
no, but you're
can we
kind
get
of
to the
different
point?
because I guess you matched. So he does kind of know who you are.
But do you think I was just giving too much sexy and that was like probably overwhelming for his lover?
Yeah. Well, he was like, this guy's so hot. Like
when you meet Nicholas Sparks, what is his name? Sparks.
Yeah, Nicholas Sparks. No, Nicholas Sparks. Also, I want to say this. I don't stand with him politically or anything. I think he got canceled for being anti-gay. And if there's one thing we do on this podcast, it's that we're pro LGBTQIA+.
We're pro-mo. This could be a Nicholas Sparks movie because it's about unrequited love. I mean, yeah, it's gay, so it might wind up on Hallmark, but still.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, do you think I should DM Nicholas Sparks? I'm a reply guy for Nicholas Sparks now, because he doesn't know who I am. I could say
you're going to help him fix his career by doing something gay.
I'll say, hey, I have an idea. We're going to fix your career by doing something gay based on a true story. You know, he loves that. And say, It's about a man in New York who matches with another man after watching an HBO show that was recently canceled. And he slides into his DMs and they're DMing. They follow each other. And then thirsty. The other guy unfollows. And then we fast forward 60 years because they always like that.
Right.
You guys
I have Alzheimer's.
You have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like maybe in the hospital next to each other and you guys are like randomly chatting and you guys realize you were each other's on Instagram friends.
And then we change each other's diapers.
And then you change each other's diapers and then you fall in love and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna message him that today and say I think I've solved your career crisis of being anti-gay.
Speaking of something really gay, we have a show coming up.
Yeah, and it's going to be gay.
It's going to be gay, as in happy, but also a little queer, too.
Yeah, it sure is. We have a show coming up in Los Angeles. And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I know that we are saying this every single episode, but here's the thing. We have a show in Los Angeles. We've never done a show in Los Angeles. So even if you're a listener, say, maybe in, I don't know, a different country, or even in a different state than California, you could do us a huge favor and do this. Message your friends that live in Los Angeles. Message your family that lives in Los Angeles. Tell them about our show. It's going to be such a fun show. And we really want to have like an amazing, incredible crowd. So anyways, just kind of, if you kind of like want to be one with
just
the
put
team,
it out
if
there.
you want to maybe be our reply guys, maybe you could just send a message to your friends and tell them about our show because we would love that. Or if you could again, as we've sort of said early on this podcast, you could fly into California and come see us if you're a real fan.
But be a reply guy. It'll make me feel better about myself.
Yeah, start replying to us. That would be really nice. But yes, we have our show in Los Angeles, August 16th at Dynasty Typewriter. Get your tickets. It's in our episode description and in both of our bios on Instagram for Blair and I and our Bad Behavior Instagram. Without further ado, you know her from her many TikTok, Instagram videos, as well as her many shows around New York. Please welcome Sabrina Brier.
Okay, we are rolling and recording.
Okay, cool. So we'll do
we
a
are
level
live.
test.
Yes. So Sabrina, please tell me about what you had for breakfast.
I ate a bowl of pasta.
Wow.
And I
What kind?
So I do in a lot of ways have an unsophisticated palate. To be honest, there's nothing I love more than heating up some pasta and throwing some grated Parmesan cheese, olive oil, and then I like to top it off with some nutritional yeast.
That is very baked by Melissa.
And is she vegan?
No.
Melissa?
Literally no.
I know you're really close with her. I asked that because I was introduced to Nooch.
Yeah. It is very vegan.
The vegans call it
Oh,
Nooch.
are you vegan?
I had a stint.
Really?
I had a stint.
Recent?
I had a 9-month stint when I first moved to New York. And I watched What the Health. And I said, I'm going to save the world by being a vegan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And not to say that's what other vegans, and I'm like, you have to be really careful about what you say about veganism. I'm not saying anything against veganism.
But you're not vegan now.
I'm not vegan now, but I from the time I was little, I haven't eaten red meat because I was in the car with my family and we drove past a farm and I was like 10 and my dad and my sister were like, moo, look at those cows. That's what you eat at Applebee's. And I said, that is what I eat at Applebee's?
Yeah, cow.
No.
Wait.
I'm not doing that anymore.
What was your first meal back into non-veganism?
Great question.
Thank you.
There were 2 times, one when I was vegan, one when I was vegetarian.
Okay.
And both of those times, the meal that made me crack was chicken wings.
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. I said, I was with my sister both times, and she was eating buffalo chicken wings, and I said,
I can't just save the world by myself. I need a break.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's probably exactly what I said. I said, you know what? I can't bear the weight of the world on my shoulders. I have to eat those chicken wings.
Yeah.
And I did.
I think this is a perfect transition. I've been recording all of this. This
Yeah.
has been one long mic test, but I think this is a great transition into conflict. Because if you tell someone you're a vegan and then maybe you don't see them for a while and then you come back and you're like, I'm not a vegan, I had a burger. You know, how would you handle that conflict?
No,
or just in general?
It's not easy. My brother-in-law used to call me, which by the way wasn't true because I was very vegan up until I broke it.
Okay.
He used to call me convegan, like
Yeah.
this is a dad joke, but like vegan with convenience.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that conflict of reintroducing yourself in your identity to someone? I think you kind of, I think that when people ask me about it, also at the time I was vegan.
Did you throw a party?
I didn't throw a party.
Can you imagine?
I was closeted about it. I didn't want people.
So shame-based.
I was filled with shame. I was because I said I'm a vegan, and then now I'm not.
How long ago was this?
This was when I first got to the city, which was like 2017.
Oh,
Okay.
we got to the city in 2016.
Okay, sisters. Okay, that's weird. Weird.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. It is. But is that, I feel like I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like I answered your question.
Well, I guess
We got elements.
I feel like usually we ask people like, do you have, well, I feel like a lot of your videos, I would say a lot of threads are with a tinge of conflict,
Absolutely.
an unwritten, an unsaid, an eye
Conflict
roll.
is drama.
Yeah. And so,
Conflict is drama.
classic, you know? And so, do you have, obviously, I'm sure you're drawing from yourself, but also probably from others as well, because to be all those characters, exhausting, probably. Do you feel like you have a certain style, like with your friends, like close friends, and like the kind of person you fall into as like the person that's like resolving the conflict, if there's like something going on in the friend group or just like in between one friend, or are you like, I'm gonna actually stay quiet and just hope this goes away
And pull this for a video.
Got it.
Yeah,
So
can't actually pull this for a video.
My method, I definitely intervene. I'm definitely an interventionist.
I love that.
Which I think does kind of draw back to my camp counselor days.
Oh, good.
I
Girls
vividly,
gather
yes, really important. I vividly remember one time there were these two little girls and they were like, and they were like fighting. And my friend was like their counselor and she was trying to sleep. Like she was napping because it was rest hour.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have been fighting. And I said, girls, let's talk about it. And I mediated, and I was a brand new counselor. And then my friend kind of was like half asleep, and she just like looked at me and she was like, you're incredible at conflict resolution.
Wow.
And I said, now that's my new identity. You know? Yeah. So I would say I'm not the type I'm not the type to sit back and not offer my opinion about really anything.
Oh yeah, same.
Even
I would say
things
absolutely same.
I certainly have no reason to be saying my opinion about it. Yeah.
Now, I guess going off your videos, because I feel like I struggle with this a smidge, where I hear something from a dear friend. Even this actually was in our game, and I had to take out one because I was like, I really don't talk about this, but I think my friend Will isn't. Or Will, no, it's about her.
Which one was it?
I removed it.
Put it on blast.
Well,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
I'll say one. I'll say one sentence. But
Friendship
we'll cut
is
it.
being able.
Well, I'll
to
do
put
one.
them
And
on
we get to the end.
Absolutely.
But basically, do you like what is your line towing on like? For like making video, do you either like pull from situations and like like I don't know, I guess maybe if you're
Right.
from
You're saying like in terms of
like I'm
outing
sure, like,
friends
stuff, or not even outing friends, but I'm like I know for like comedy, you're like usually for me I'm like pulling like tiny smidges from life that like probably like I'm like aware that that's what I'm pulling from, but most people be like I had no clue that was like even about our scenario or whatever. But like have you had a situation where you've like made a video or like thinking about a certain character or something like that you're like I'm pulling maybe from like a friend's maybe situation or like something that I'm gonna like change enough that they'll never know, or like I'll give them a little heads up or like ask for permission.
That's a great, first of all, I feel like same with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'll do something and later someone will point out to me what was in my subconscious. Like I've had that before where there's something about the situation that like maybe only one friend knows about. It's like, it's kind of like what you were saying about like,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, you're like,
But I do, sometimes it's a lot more direct than that. Like my best friend Lauren, like we're both single and we're, you know, constantly just talking to each other about that, and we just know way too much about each other's every moment of life. And I'll literally be with her and I'll go, okay, so I have this idea. It's like about this girl who goes on this date and like da-da-da. And she'll go, okay, so like that's what happened to me. Like, and then I'll go, I'm like, yeah. And she'll go, okay, let's do it. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's
like,
a real friend.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is a real friend.
She's sister. She's sister. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
what percentage of the videos is actually you?
What percentage of the videos
She's
is
like 100.
actually me? I
I am
think
bonkers.
I think that you could argue that there's at least a little bit of me, and maybe it's like more of a sliding scale per video of like,
yeah.
I think that, you know, there are things where maybe I would never actually behave that way, but there is something unhinged within me somewhere that has the ability to behave that way. I also think too, I also find too, I'm more so drawing from like the conversations I have with my friends about friends and dating and living life here at this moment as a woman, you know, and I feel like, so, you know, when you're having a conversation with your friends about those things, it's both of your experiences kind of coming together to theorize and draw conclusions about, well, now I'm realizing like I'm looking for this kind of person and because of your experience and my experience and the way we discussed it and like kind of what we got to from it. So I think it's like, that's why it feels more vague in my brain because it's not so like, this is me and now this is you. It's a lot more collaborative, which I kid, but also like it really is because my friends are incredible and literally I wouldn't be able to produce any content without them, and my family as well. Slay family, love you. My sister is my like,
she's tuning
Slay
in like
fam.
what the hell.
My mom watches every second of everything I put on the internet. So yeah, so
I have to beg my dad to watch my stuff.
I will say my mom is a writer, so and she's, you know, she's a playwright, so I think it's like she has a sort of
Well, my
context.
dad has a performative nature.
Okay, well then, you know what, Dad?
Well, he's a
step it up.
preacher.
Step it up.
Yes,
Preacher Dad. Step it up. I'm kidding. I love your dad. You know I love your dad.
You need a mate up.
Okay.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
Dan Mancini from Mama Mancini's. My grandmother cherished the family meal. It was a time to relax and enjoy a delicious, wholesome dinner together. It's our mission to deliver authentic Italian recipes made with the same real ingredients my grandmother used. Mama Mancini's classic Italian meatballs and slow-cooked sauce is available in the deli department at your local Publix and supermarkets across the country. Fully cooked and ready to serve, just heat and eat. Visit MamaMancinis.com to find the closest store near you.
As you sort of gained some more popularity, are you are you trying to like choose locations where people aren't going to ever come out? Like, have you had any videos where you're filming where people are like, ah! Or like, has anything like that happened to you?
I will say it always happens.
Really?
Unless I'm in Connecticut.
Congratulations.
Like,
Literally congratulations.
Thank you
That's
so
a really
much.
huge thing.
Wait, have you signed autographs?
Well,
Sign
I
someone's-
take pictures with people.
That's-
Is
that's-
that kind of like...
I feel like that's the
That's
same.
the modern
yeah,
day autograph.
my handwriting looks
You've never
like,
practiced?
You know when in the horror movies when they're like, look, this is what your daughter has been drawing at school. And it's like, and it's like with the black eyes and like that's what my handwriting looks like. Yeah.
Wow.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of need you to do that because I do want to see it in person.
That could be a good
Later.
conflict for
Yeah, that
us.
could be a
Okay,
good-
great,
So
great.
people are coming up to you and like, are they disturbing your videos at all, or like, I don't
People,
know.
I think no. And by the way, guys, anyone who's listening, and if this is you, I love you. And so I don't say it in a negative way. It's and I will say too, if I have someone who's kind of noticing, because I mean, it's not like I'm stealth. I like stand out on a street corner. And I'm like, hey,
yeah, you're like with that audio. You're like, you gotta be loud.
I know because I'm competing with. I literally do nothing high tech with these videos. I should have like really upped my game. I don't use a ring light. I just use
you
Mother
and a ring light
Earth.
on the street. That's tough.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now, to play devil's advocate,
for sure.
do you think you may be amping it up more so they'll be like, hey, is that the girl from TikTok?
Oh, yeah, are you becoming louder and louder?
Yeah, are you doing it to draw the people in?
Here's the thing. I love your pushback. I think that what I've noticed is that even if I'm like yesterday I had like a hat on, not to sound like I'm Leo.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I just happened to have a hat on because I thought I looked
Tell me about
sick.
this hat.
I thought I looked sick in this hat.
Okay.
I thought no one has worn a hat before. I am
You're a
so
trendsetter.
sick.
Yeah.
And I had a hat on, so but I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, I think that's what people recognize the most. So it's not even really just in those moments. I mean, I really do have it. I really do have people constantly approaching me like in every second of being in the city and elsewhere as well. Yeah. Which love you guys. I know it's like, I'm not saying it in a negative way. It's amazing. And I also really, obviously what it is it's just a testament to how much content now is just so in our faces. Yeah.
But what is this hat you wore?
Oh.
You're being very elusive about the hat.
I was sent this hat by a brand.
And we can't say.
I'll say it. No.
Okay.
It was Hero Cosmetics.
Okay.
I love them because they brought me to Taylor Swift. So I love you guys.
Did you meet her in person or just the show?
No, to the show.
Oh, okay.
If they brought me to her,
speaking it into existence, it's happening.
I actually just kind of started crying a little bit, thinking about Hero Cosmetics being like, "Psych, we're bringing you backstage at the Eras tour." I want everyone to know I watch a lot of Taylor talk, and then I was like, found myself the other day just scrolling through like Taylor Swift updates or something on Twitter, and I thought to myself, and all the information they really had was just like, she's at this point of the charts, which I don't understand what any of that means. And I thought to myself, why am I looking at this? And then I thought, this is my oxygen. I can't explain why. Yeah. I think that's obviously part of the allure right now is that there is some feeling I think it gives us girls stability because I think we feel, what is the constant that we can experience every day is every single day I can wake up and I can see what Taylor is up to. Yeah. See where she is, how she's feeling. Yeah. What's going on with her, you know?
Oh, no, I mean, Absolutely. I mean, I don't want you to think you're the only. I would say Taylor Swift's my number one streamed artist. The days speak now. Taylor's version.
No, I like
was
Taylor
in the car with my friends,
but I don't think I'm breathing her as much as you.
But here's the thing.
No, we're breathing her in and out.
I'm like breathing her, but I'm also not going to her concert. I don't know. Like,
that's okay.
Because it's expensive, right?
But I did get very dressed up. I would.
You look gorgeous.
But like did you say I looked gorgeous?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I know. Wait. Before we jump into our game, I really have to ask you though, because we're on Taylor Swift, and now I'm breathing life. I'm like, sorry, Blair.
This is a Taylor Swift pod. This is a Taylor Swift pod.
I know it's really impossible to pick. But I would love to know your thoughts on kind of like what albums do you feel like you mostly are listening to with her? Or are there any top songs? Like, what do you feel like is speaking to you at the moment?
At the moment. So you're not saying of all time.
I think not of all time.
Speak
but like
now.
Speak now.
Yeah, speak now.
I'm
in
included.
The moment.
I did it.
Well, not yet. You can also do of all time. I don't know.
No, I feel like you said at the moment.
Kind
of.
Yeah. I was just listening to Folklore on the train yesterday, and I was like, what's going on with me? You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So since seeing her concert, not to say I wasn't a Cardigan stan, but since seeing her concert, I went, so Cardigan really is kind of like the most brilliant piece of art that has ever existed.
What songs are on Cardigan?
Folk. It's okay. It's okay.
But she said cardigan.
It's okay. It's okay. You're so
Blair.
scared. And
That-
you know
yeah,
what?
that was really
We're not
scary.
mean Swifties. We're not.
No,
we
no.
Are,
Welcome,
we are.
welcome.
You're just
we are-
gesturing a lot in a frantic
Yeah.
way, and it's making me nervous.
No, it's okay. It's just that. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Cardigan is a song on folklore,
Okay, it's
and
not
that's
an
okay.
album, Blair.
And no one's upset with you, Blair.
No, we're just
No one's
disappointed,
upset.
but
We're just disappointed. I think, by the way, I feel like I'm bringing some really good conflict to the table.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
So Cardigan, I would say, is something that,
That's
and
freaking
August,
Yeah, of
just
course.
the trifecta. I've always obviously been interested in the August Betty Cardigan trifecta.
See, to me, Betty, I hate to be like this. I could care less about Betty.
There
Betty?
was a time I felt that way.
Who
Who
is
is
Betty?
she?
Okay,
There-
it's a song about
it's a
kind of lovers.
song-
Okay, but also, okay, just one quick thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it a little weird that she's having Blake Lively's kids fall in love
And
with
that
each
is
other?
weird. And
That's
and
a
you know
little-
what? I'm a huge Swiftie,
What?
but if something is weird, I'm gonna say it's weird.
a little
And that
interesting.
that is weird.
Is that is
TLDR,
that what Betty's about?
TLDR. I'm gonna say it really quick. I'm gonna say it really lightning speed. Ready? Cardigan, Betty, August. It's a story from three perspectives. Cardigan, it's about teenagers. Cardigan is from the perspective of Betty, who was dating James, who sings Betty. And James and Betty were together. James went away
Did she
for the
sing
summer.
it with a
Sorry.
guy named James?
No,
No,
listen.
no.
I can get ready. Betty and James were in teenage love. Betty went away for the summer, probably summer camp, honestly. James was lonely without her. I guess this was before cell phones. I think this was like AIM era in my mind. And James was like sad without Betty. And then Inez, this girl who was another girl in the class, who's like the gossip girl of the class, is obsessed with James. And she drives past him one day and she said, "James, get in my car." And they have a little love affair. And he spends the summer with her, but thinking of Betty. And then when Betty comes back, he's like, "This is the worst thing I've ever done." Now, very lovely, whatever. The point we're saying is that James, Betty, and Inez are the names of Blake Lively's children.
So
There it
they're
is.
kind of
Okay.
they're in love in the songs, but ultimately they're siblings. In
So
real
it's
life.
giving incest.
It's giving incest.
What's that Greek tragedy?
And
It's
also
giving
giving
Oedipus.
Yeah,
It's
and
giving
gender
Oedipus.
fluidity because James is boy in song and girl in life.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I feel like what she needs to do
Yeah.
is to take a break and go back to Cornelia Street.
But she can never go back there.
But she could never because
She
they
can
broke
never go
up.
back there.
They broke up.
What?
She can't go back there.
She
That's why
can't.
people are putting flowers down in front of the apartment because the lyric is, "I'd never." Let's say it together.
This is a lot of work.
I'd never walk Cornelia Street again if she and Joe broke up, and they
Yeah.
did break up.
Joe who? Jonas?
No, Joe Alwyn is her. This is, you know how everyone's like Taylor's single. This was her past 6-year relationship. Here's the thing. This is why it's important. Is
So
because
you're here to promote Taylor's album is what I'm getting from this.
I have a disease.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
Dan Mancini from Mama Mancini's. My grandmother cherished the family meal. It was a time to relax and enjoy a delicious, wholesome dinner together. It's our mission to deliver authentic Italian recipes made with the same real ingredients my grandmother used. Mama Mancini's classic Italian meatballs and slow-cooked sauce is available in the deli department at your local Publix and supermarkets across the country. Fully cooked and ready to serve, just heat and eat. Visit MamaMancini's.com to find the closest store near you.
We have a game on our podcast called Heaven or Hell. And this is going to be a game where we're going to talk about some different behaviors. And you are going to say if these are heaven, hell, or if you're kind of ambivalent, purgatory. Now, you have a very famous series of videos about a very passive aggressive roommate. So we have some different roommate behaviors. And if you can also say this is like a fictional roommate, obviously. I don't know if you have a current, but we'll just like in this world of a roommate. Okay.
Or if you wanna name this roommate, feel free.
Oh, I'll talk about my roommate. That's my girl. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Blair.
What's your roommate's name?
So my roommate's name is Alice.
Okay.
Okay, Alice, listen up.
Is a cardiovascular nurse.
Wow.
ICU nurse.
Oh.
I know.
Doing the
Every time
work,
I tell
doing
people
the
that,
work.
I kind of love telling people that because they love to almost put their appreciation like to me, like as if I'm doing the work.
You really did it.
And I say thank you.
You sought her out.
I say thank you, healthcare hero. So yes, her name is Alice.
Okay. Alice
No.
and her significant other. Let me try it again.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm good at reading. I don't like to brag, but I have glasses.
So here's the thing about reading and me. We're friends.
A roommate's significant other spending most nights at your apartment, but they cook you really incredible meals every day. Heaven or hell?
And we're saying, is the roommate with the significant other going to heaven or hell?
No. This is like
That's a great question that I'm deferring to Sterling.
I love that. Okay, this is you in the scenario. Is this a heaven scenario that your roommate has their significant other over all the time?
Experience heaven for me or hell for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's basically like obvious. Well, I don't want to put words in it. But sometimes when a significant other spends a lot of time at your apartment, you say, oh, that's a lot of time.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Do you have one? Do you need to think of one? Do you need a minute? I can start rambling. They're making vegan pasta every night.
So seriously, I'm like, wait.
It's a big question.
No, the question was, do I like this roommate? Do I enjoy their time, or is it that I don't enjoy them as a human? I just enjoy their food, or that's kind of like irrelevant. It's more.
I think it's basically like the conundrum of like you probably love this roommate that you live with, but
It's Alice.
I think
it's Alice, but do I like her? Do I like the partner?
Well, I think maybe
like
maybe
really
you're
annoying?
like average on the
I don't know.
partner.
He tells a lot of
I think
dad jokes.
I think it's basically
Okay.
like the idea
He
of
wears
having like an
cargo
extra
shorts.
person in your apartment a lot of the time,
Okay.
which can feel like, hey, like especially if it's a couple, you can be like, ooh, it's also my space. Like, do you know there like can be that dynamic? But the like little bonus is that they do cook you really nice meals every day.
And is it worth it? Okay,
Is it
so
worth
my
it?
answer
Basically
is
is that.
hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hell.
Even if it's delicious, yummy pasta with
Yes.
fresh Parmesan
Yes.
from that little container.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah, fresh Parmesan
Here's
from
the thing.
container.
Nothing in life is free.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking, well, at some point, do I have to Venmo you? Like, where is this food coming from? I would start to feel
scary.
indebted.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what are you, my mom? Here's the thing. I'm like a little house cat.
I mean, you know Alice better than us.
Of course,
so, yeah.
of course. There is nothing in this world like I need more than like my me time and my space.
Yeah.
And I'm such a stickler for it that I think no. And also I love to like eat like alone, like in my bed.
I do too. Have you, okay, when someone calls you on the phone and you're eating, are you like, can I call you back?
Yes.
I need to be with this.
Absolutely. I need to be watching Love Island.
Oh. Okay. All right. Next up. A roommate subletting their room while they still live in the apartment and they decide to sleep on the couch, but they've sublet their room. But they'll pay for the electric bill because it's more expensive in the summer.
Because of
No.
heat.
Certainly not.
From the sun.
It's giving hell.
Okay.
Yeah, so crazy. My friend just told me this is happening to her.
No.
I said, you've got to say something.
She's got to do
Well,
something
basically,
about
this
it.
her roommate sublet his room, and then there's a subletter coming, and he's like, "Oh, actually, I got to come back to the city for a couple months, but I'll just stay on the couch." And she's like, "Wait, but then 4 of us are now in the apartment, and then also the living room is now your bedroom, and also you're not paying
Wait,
any
who
rent."
is this? Can you tell me?
Hi, girl.
Hey, that's
I know,
giving
isn't that crazy?
hell.
She's like, "I don't know what to say," but I was like, "I think you could say something."
See, this is a foreign world to me. I've never like lived with someone I'm so like there's no my roommate and I have known each other since we were 4. So like there's nothing unsaid. You know what I mean? There's nothing where we wouldn't be like checking with each other. The communication is probably too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Post-its are classic. You can leave a post-it
You
note.
can that's a good idea for passive aggressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. That
Might steal it and credit you.
steal it, girl. Okay.
A roommate and their significant other. That's a tough word to say, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try it
Let's
again.
try that one again.
I'm going to get a
Try
second
again.
tick.
Try again.
A roommate and their significant other
are openly fighting in front of you while you're simply trying to make coffee for the morning. But the upside is, it's full of juicy gossip. Heaven or hell?
And okay, am I again?
You're making the coffee.
I think it's the same roommate and a pretty like average boyfriend,
Right,
And
I'm
it's
saying,
not, and it's
like-
not fighting like plates or
Because
something
if it's
crazy.
the same
it's like
roommate,
bickering.
here's my thing. If it's the same roommate, I'm already gonna have the tea anyhow. She would have told me that tea.
Okay.
Eventually,
So the tea is not that piping hot. For me.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
here's
Except for
the
the
thing.
fact that I
right.
get to witness it.
Right, you're
IRL.
so right.
To
You're
reference
so
the
right.
previous question, maybe this is the subletter, and she's gone. She's visiting family, so
Okay.
you're just stuck there
A
with
new
the
roommate.
subletter.
So it's just someone I'm not close with.
You're warming up.
But
to her.
it's not like I
Yeah.
and it's
You don't know her blood type yet.
and here's the thing. If that did happen, I would want to be able to like have the guy leave and go, oh my God.
Yeah,
I cannot believe he did that. Like, da-da-da. So does he always do? No, you should break up with it. Like,
Yeah.
that's, and so,
You want to instigate.
that's what I want to
Yeah.
instigate. And so if I can't, and if
Okay.
she's going to be like, sorry,
Yeah,
and then go back to her room and like,
yeah, not worth it.
it's just giving awkward.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no, I don't see any upside to this situation
Fair enough.
for me. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, a roommate,
Mm.
and we'll say this one: your current, so your dear friend,
Alice.
Alice. She's going to be like, you really talked about me on the pod.
Yeah, Alex,
Yeah.
you sound like
Okay.
a mess with all these issues.
A roommate
Yeah.
taking up the trumpet and playing it in your living room as a distraction from a terrible breakup.
I'd say, girl, let's find you another hobby. Let's knit.
Okay.
You know, I think there are. Here's the thing: if that was a hobby that I really believed was going to bring her to a healing place,
Okay.
I would say do it when I'm not here.
Yeah.
But I think that the number one thing is I'd be concerned for her mental state. For that,
Sure.
no
Is
shade to
is there an instrument that
musicians.
is less scary?
Well, I mean, I mean, trumpet, is.
But if that's what's
an
speaking to her
extreme.
soul,
No, I think any instrument that you take up because you're not in a good place, unless you're like Phoebe Bridgers, like I'm concerned. I think
Yeah.
I'm concerned, and I think it's giving hell for me. It's
Oh,
giving
okay.
hell,
Okay.
unfortunately.
okay.
I think I've said hell every time. So
Sending all these roommates
I
to
think
hell.
I'm difficult. Yeah.
Not a big trumpist.
Yeah.
it
No.
sounds like.
No.
Okay. And our last one.
Mm.
A roommate who likes to clean your apartment really late at night, which can be noisy, clanging around. But you always wake up to a sparkling, clean habitat. Heaven or hell?
I use very loud rain sounds when I sleep. Rain on a tent specifically.
Okay.
So I won't wake up, and I love a clean apartment. I'm a clean, neat freak. I clean like every day in my apartment. So I'm gonna say heaven.
Oh,
We did it.
wow.
We got
right
it.
at the end.
Yay.
Thanks, guys. That
you.
was
Thanks for
fun.
playing.
Great game.
Yeah, and Alice?
Alice, we don't care that you are a healthcare hero. All we care about is that you're playing the trumpet. Yes.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
The new COVID-19 vaccine is now available. The Fulton County Board of Health has updated COVID booster shots and flu vaccines to fight the latest variants of each illness. Remember, vaccines work. We've done an excellent job of staying up to date on vaccines, reducing the number of illnesses in our community. Continue to protect yourself and others by making an appointment at the nearest Board of Health location. The Fulton County Board of Health is here to serve you. Stay current. Visit FultonCountyBOH.com or call 770-520-7500 for more info.
All right, so Sabrina,
Yes.
we've invited you on this podcast, and I think you know why. You've done something, and you're not sure if it was good or bad.
Yeah.
And Blair and I have never done really a single bad thing in our lives. We're
Ever.
experts when
At
it comes
all.
to being good. So whenever you're ready, Do you want to share maybe your
Yes.
story?
Yeah.
Please unload.
So this is the story I chose for today.
Okay,
Great.
perfect.
We are listening with an open heart and full ears.
And full judgment.
Yeah, full judgment.
When I was in kindergarten,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which I did do twice, by the way.
Okay, brag.
Okay. It's why I'm old for my grade. I couldn't keep up socially. There was this, we were learning about the word estimation.
Okay.
In kindergarten?
Yeah, that's kind of
It's very intellectually driven.
advanced. Yeah.
What school was
It's
this?
called Ezra Academy. It was a Jewish day school.
Whoa, an academy for even kindergarten.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I went there for many, many years. We would like go to synagogue during schools. Very
nice.
slay.
Okay.
And by the way, also Natalie Portman went there
Wow.
when she moved from Israel to Connecticut. She went there for like
Wow.
2 years.
Wow.
Do you have her phone number?
I know her so well.
Okay.
So we were learning about the word estimate.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my kindergarten teacher was like, so this is a jar of, and it was like kind of like like plastic animals.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This
Toys.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, toys. No, they were animals. No, they were live animals.
Scary.
I think it was animal. I don't think it was like. I think it was little plastic animals.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna go with.
Okay.
And it was in this jar, like
Okay.
maybe this big.
Yeah. Okay.
And she said, and I think we all got to look at it. Like she passed it around,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and she said, "What is your estimate of how many animals are in this jar?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna guess. We're gonna write it down,
Okay.
and then tomorrow, we're gonna get together. We're gonna count and see whose estimate was the closest, and they're gonna win a prize.
Wow.
Huge.
Okay.
Now, I am not good at math.
Okay.
I don't really have any skills that pertain to numbers, really at all.
Sure.
And you know, I was there after school that day. I happened to be there after school.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And the kindergarten classroom was open.
Oh no.
Oh God.
So I said, I really don't actually I don't know what I was thinking. This is not
Well, you were kind of
anything I've ever
5 years
done.
old, probably.
I was literally
Your brain was
5.
literally
Okay.
a seed.
But I do believe we are who we are at any stage in life.
That's
And
beautiful.
this is definitely not, I wouldn't say this is in character. But I don't know what came up. By the way, my mom is going to be horrified when she hears this. I walked right into the room. It was wide open.
Uh-huh.
The lights were off.
Yeah.
And I went right up to the clipboard and I emptied the jar and I counted the animals.
Wow.
And I erased my answer and I put in the answer. That was the amount of animals.
Yeah.
I put the animals back in.
How many
closed the
animals
jar.
were in it?
Oh, I don't remember. But it was probably
Give me an estimate.
57.
Okay.
Okay. A good amount, not like 3. Okay. Yeah.
No, it was you imagine.
a big jar.
It was a big jar. It was
It's like a big
jar.
pretzel jar.
It was
kind
a
of
big.
yeah.
It was you know what it really was. Definitely, it was one of those jars with cheese balls coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
a
which I know
classic.
that because I still get those.
Yeah, I mean,
from
Okay.
delicious.
GoPuff. So then the next day,
Mhm.
I remember there was a girl in my class, Zoe. I used
Shout
her
out.
name. Shout out, Queen. Hope you're well. And I don't know if we were the best of friends. I was really controversial, honestly, as a kindergartner, just because I was a
Really?
drama queen.
Okay.
So I was spreading my drama around.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone was like, "Who is this bitch?"
Can you give us an example of some of the drama you were spreading?
I just with Alice. With Alice.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd come into school and I'd be like, well, obviously it's okay because we're still very close.
Right, right.
But I would kind of just decide, I'm mad at you today.
Yeah.
I remember vividly saying to my friend once, we have to spice things up. I wanted and by the way, I wasn't so bad. I'm a dramatist. I'm an
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah, come on.
I was just looking for some drama. But so the next day, my teacher, announces And she says, and the winner, it was 57 and the winner is Zoe. And I like look at it and I went, oh, I accidentally erased her answer. And then I'm 99% sure that, like, as if this was going to solve anything, I went up to her and I said, just so you know.
Yeah, take her down a peg.
So he's like, whoa. She's like, I don't remember putting that number down.
That belongs to me. What was the prize?
It was a prize.
What was the prize? Maybe Alice remembers. It must have been, well, here's the thing. I don't remember what it was. It was probably like a pencil, like a sparkly pencil or something. But you know,
Yeah.
I think for me at that age, the prize was more just feeling smart, special, winning.
Seen.
So the question for you guys is like, so was that so bad? Like, should we be putting that on to kindergartners? Prizes for being smart about numbers? Because guess what? I'm not. I'm never going to be smart about numbers. I couldn't even get that right. And so the question is, was I really in the wrong?
Well, when Zoe was announced as the winner, did she get to give an acceptance speech?
I think she like came up. I think we were all sitting on the, you know, when you
Okay.
sit on the carpet.
Yeah.
Like I think everyone was sitting and I think they said Zoe and everyone went.
Okay.
And she was like, yeah, and like ran up and like got her prize. And I just remember my heart sank into my stomach. And I said, that was my sparkly pencil and my title.
Now, how did you confuse? Was it? I'm assuming it was like mini whiteboards, right?
No, it was a clipboard.
Oh, it was a
She just
clipboard.
erased.
So it was an
okay,
eraser.
okay.
No, here's the thing. I'm just an idiot. Right? It's the fact that I couldn't come close to guessing it in the first place was the same reason I messed up cheating.
Oh,
right?
so close. But again, kindergarten. It's kind of hard to.
Kindergarten, but
Can you
know-
read in
would I
kindergarten?
mess that up again today? Certainly.
Really?
Certainly.
Can you read in kindergarten?
I couldn't.
Oh, maybe you
I
couldn't.
couldn't read.
Well,
maybe like
certainly. Well,
You
sure. No, meaning
I was a slow
meaning
reader.
I probably
was a
I mean,
slow
I
reader.
knew enough
I mean, you
to
probably
write
know your
like
name.
57.
Okay,
Yeah,
So
you
I
could,
knew
like, know
digits.
Okay.
But you couldn't read. I don't think you can read like full.
but you knew
No.
what your name looked like.
And
apparently
you
not.
know what your name? Well, apparently not.
Yeah.
But is Zoe and Sabrina, are those names similar? No. We're talking 3 letters versus I think I have 7 letters. My name again, numbers. Don't
Right.
quote me. Yeah. So that's my story. I hope that was a good.
No, this is fabulous.
Okay, good.
Why were you at this school and able to access this classroom and no one was around?
Why was no one
Okay,
there?
probably because I had a working single mother who couldn't
It-
get
it
me
was- it was
from
a simple question.
Ezra on time because she had to work. That probably actually really was.
So was this before like any staff was there? Was it like completely just the janitor?
The school I went to, it was very like lax. Like it was 200 kids in the entire student body of 8 grades
Oh, okay.
because it was a very small Jewish day school.
Okay.
I think it was 8 grade. It was like kindergarten through 8th grade. I think it was like we had like 2 to 300 kids.
Yeah.
So it was a very lax environment. It was very like, I think that I might have been in one of those things where like a teacher will hang out with the kids after school for like late pickup kids. Like
Okay.
I was probably doing something like that.
Okay.
There were always just kind of things going. You were kind of just like at this, when you're a kid and you're kind of at the school. It wasn't like a really formal public school. It was like everyone has to get on the bus. Like we were all disorganized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like Jewish chaos.
Yeah.
And so I guess, make the argument. Guess what? If it was so important to her, the integrity of the game, maybe she should have closed the door.
I agree. I mean, I think this story is saying this to me. A classic thing in childhood is learning a lesson. Constantly doing that, right?
Noises.
And so this is a story, a classic tale of a lesson learned, because
Yeah.
you tried to do something, you tried to weasel your way into getting the most amazing pencil of all time, and it didn't even work. I think this is a great learning experience as a kid to be like, sometimes even if you're trying to cut corners, you don't even get what you want. And Zoe is always getting ahead.
And by the way, that pencil probably altered the
trajectory
of her life.
Yeah.
Because she probably thought, oh my God, I'm a winner.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
she went into her whole life going, I'm a winner. And she
Yeah.
probably manifested that. And she's probably
That's
like
huge.
a CEO now. It's also a lesson, in be who you are, right?
Yeah.
Like be true to yourself because.
Do not make me cry.
Oh,
I'm about to make a judgment, okay?
Okay.
That was so beautiful.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Because here's the thing. I'm always going to be bad at math. That's who I am. When I go to a restaurant, every time I go to a restaurant, and I pull out my phone to do the calculator to do 20%, my friend goes, every single time, they go, any friend I'm with, they go, there's a trick where if you just move the decimal and you times it by 2. I said, what do I look like? A mathematician? I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because I know even if I do your little trick, your little Satan trick,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do, and I'm gonna walk out of there and they're gonna go, Sabrina Brier didn't give me 20%.
Yeah,
Because I would rather be safe
Than
than sorry.
absolutely.
So,
So
the
true.
moral for me too is I will always be bad at math. I'm not ever going to do the trick. And I needed to accept in that moment in kindergarten that I was always going to be who I am.
Yeah.
And you can't cut corners to change that.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm a little conflicted mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Can you imagine being in therapy and like, I'm conflicted mentally? Okay, sorry, keep going.
So a part of me hears your story, and it makes my heart go out to the school because it sounds like they were very understaffed,
They really were.
and they were
They
just
really were.
trying to do their best. But on the other hand, you came in here and you were, I don't know if it's right or wrong. And then as you were like talking more and more, you're trying to convince us. I think you're trying to gaslight us that it was good behavior.
I think that I'm feeling self-conscious about bringing a story to you guys that's pretty objectively bad, and I'm trying to give you guys some nuance.
But
to,
that's a
like,
classic
fight
thing a
against.
gaslighter would say.
And
dramatic.
and also I'm a gaslighter. Also, I'm like an emotionally abusive and manipulative gaslighter. But that's kind of
sorry.
that's
Yeah.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I'm a little conflicted.
So you're kind of going bad because
Okay.
because the school should have had better funding.
No, I'm going.
No, it does.
I'm saying
like,
it's
I
good
thought it was
on.
amazing.
It's good. Well, on one hand, I'm saying it's good on your hand because it's the school's fault for not teaching you better because they didn't have enough staff. But then on the other hand, it's bad because you tried to gaslight us. So I'm kind of in that headspace mentally.
Okay, so
But it seems like the latter is more of a personal issue,
yeah, yeah,
right?
Feeling attacked.
Not an issue with the story. You're having an issue with me,
yeah.
not the story. And so maybe
Whoa.
we need to talk about that. Maybe we need to get into that. Maybe we need to get into that.
I just got, dare I say, served.
Wow.
You did.
Wow.
You did.
Friday.
You know, I'm big enough to admit when I may have been wrong. May.
I'm just speaking on a technical standpoint. Like if this were
No, we
like
like
a
that. We like
debate,
that. We like
like
that.
a high school debate where there's like a moderator.
Yeah.
I think the moderator would be
Sure.
like, you must only speak on
Yeah.
the substance of the story, not the way in which the story was told.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. that
I
is
don't
the
know.
truth.
I don't know.
That is
I don't
the
know what your
truth.
rules are, guys. I'm trying to
We're loose with the rules.
I'm trying to kind of they're loose.
We haven't written them down yet, so we
You
don't
should.
have a full guideline in place. But you know what? Okay. All right. I think I'm going to lean towards good
Okay.
because the staff should have locked the door.
Okay. I like that.
Wow. Do you feel like we threatened you into that position? Ryan?
I do
You
feel
feel-
fear.
We've kind of instilled a lot of fear in
Yeah, that's
you.
good. We're like, actually, we're gonna
Starting
take,
with
we're actually only gonna
Taylor.
check out Sarah Tyler's
I
stuff.
was afraid to interject during Taylor.
I just
Yeah,
I just
cardigan
wanna say,
moment. That was a bad moment. That was a bad moment for all of us.
What I really love about this story
Yeah.
is because I just love these like kind of like tales of kindergarten when you're a kid and looking back and be like, that was crazy. But also like I don't know. It's such a beautiful time in life of experimenting. What?
I
Okay.
had a thought that came into my head.
Okay. Oh,
Can I
go
share
off.
it before
Yeah,
it goes
go
away?
off. Yeah.
Okay, so you said, I was 5, and we were kids, we're learning, but like also you said something to the effect of like, yeah, I did that, so it's kind of like who I would be now. Would you do this again? Is what I'm getting at. Do you remember saying that?
Would I do this again?
Yeah.
No.
If you were in a situation where you could win a pencil for guessing the number of animals in a container.
Like if I've gone to a trivia night,
Yeah.
I would not Google.
Okay.
Because I would want to feel empowered by winning.
Yeah.
Which I never would. But if I did,
Okay.
I would care too much about the pride.
Yeah.
I'd
That's
care more
beautiful.
about the pride than the pencil.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Life is about the pride, not the pencil. By the way, what I thought you were gonna say, which can I actually argue against myself?
No, please.
And
Please.
I'll give you guys a
do
point
split.
that you can use against me.
Okay, great.
Which is
Perfect.
we're kind of forgetting about the whole thing where we're kind of forgetting about the fact that this is the second time I did kindergarten.
Well, yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Yeah. So this was the second.
So
year.
you didn't even remember the first time they played
No, they
this
didn't
game.
do it the first year.
Okay.
But arguably, I should have
No.
known
Better.
better because I had done kindergarten already. But so that would be, I think, a good point against.
Yeah. I feel like the only like bad factors we really don't know what is going on with Zoe. My only worry with the Zoe situation is like maybe it was manifesting and she is a CEO now, or it could have really backfired and kind of been that.
Right.
It could have been a classic conundrum of, I hate to be like this, one of the people I disliked most in high school are these type that were like, studying, I'll just show up to the test and I'm gonna ace it. Like, you know, the kids who absolutely did absolutely nothing but then like got a 2400 on their SATs and you're like, amazing. You know what I'm saying? And like maybe that became her where she was like, I'm winning? I don't even remember writing that. I'm a genius. And it kind of backfired in this way that she developed a terrible personality.
And maybe she's in prison now. Yeah.
Well, I guess with your final argument, I think I'm gonna turn the table and I'm gonna go bad. It was a lesson that needed to be learned. But ultimately the behavior wasn't good. But it was an amazing lesson.
Okay.
But
it was bad behavior.
it was ultimately bad. I'm going bad. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go bad.
Go bad.
Because
Go bad.
I think I was right
Oh,
Yep.
with my original judgment.
But I'm a gaslighter.
Yep. And
I
so
know we can work it out between you two later. Okay, Sabrina, well, I'm so sorry to do this to you,
Oh boy.
but you have been deemed bad behavior. So we have famously celebrity apologies can be a little cringeworthy. And so we have an iconic celebrity apology by Tyra Banks.
Are you
That
familiar?
we'd love you to read.
I don't know if I'm.
Familiar with She hosted
Wait,
America's
Tyra Banks, you're not familiar?
America's Next Top Model.
Oh, I was obsessed with
I
her.
was literally about to be shocked to
Okay.
my core.
Obsessed with ANTM. I used to make my friends on the playground. I'd be like, let's play ANTM.
Oh, God.
I'm Tyra, but I'm also a contestant, so I would always win. and I would make them all do the walk. But I'm not super familiar with this apology.
Oh,
Is my
to be
point.
honest, I actually don't even know what this apology is for. But there's no wording.
Was
in-
it tweeted?
She,
No, I think it's
I
said
think,
out loud.
I think it was a note.
But there's no like
Notes app.
there's nothing about any incidents in the apology. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay. Looking back, those were some really off choices.
Yeah.
Appreciate your honest feedback
Of course.
and am sending so much love and virtual hugs.
Aww.
That was beautiful.
That was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
That was beautiful. How do you feel?
I really felt when I was reading that, I really felt
Cleanse?
it was directly correlated to
The situation.
my behavior.
And
Yeah.
I
And
feel like
I
that
would-
visual hug goes right to Zoe.
Oh, it does.
Well, before we wrap up today, is there anything you want to plug, promote, and tell listeners where they can find you, all that
Yes.
jazz?
Follow me on the internet, girls. follow away. I'm on TikTok,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
Threads,
Ah.
Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in your movie. Put me in your TV show.
Okay.
After the strike,
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
And always be yourself.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on today.
guys.
Yay! Let's clap for ourselves.
So fun
I
hanging out with you. I appreciate you both so much. And thank you to the Bad Behavior crew out there listening.
And that's our show. Thanks so much for listening today.
We absolutely hate to do this. We hate it.
But it would mean the world to us if you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts, rate and review.
Follow us at Bad Behavior NYC on Instagram and TikTok.
Thanks again for listening.
And remember, whatever your moral status, we are always here to judge.
Bye.
Do you think that was good?
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
During the Jeep Black Friday sales event, get up to 15% below MSRP on select 2023 Jeep brand vehicles, 10 or 15% below MSRP depending on model. 10% below MSRP eligible vehicles include Jeep Gladiator and Compass, exclude Sport. 15% below MSRP eligible vehicles include Jeep Renegade, Compass Latitude 4x4, Grand Cherokee L and Grand Cherokee, excludes 4XE and Laredo. Not compatible with lease offers except for Gladiator or with any other consumer incentive offers. Residency restrictions apply. Take retail delivery from dealer stock by 11/30. Jeep is a registered trademark.